we're going to take a look at area and volume, okay? And so we're going to look in the elementary area. We don't have time to take a look at the slope and rate of change, which is secondary. You guys can see all of that. We'll show you. It's all in those lesson plans that you found online. And then we're going to work with our table groups, but I'm also going to show you some variations of this world as well. Okay? So we're going to use this world to give you a visual representation to understand the concepts of area and volume. Now, if you remember when you were back in school, you had all of these formulas. Area is equal to what? Length times width. Now, if you don't use that on a regular basis, if you don't teach that, do you remember that? If you have good memorization skills, yes, you do. I remember being that student trying to cram all of these lessons and all of these formulas into my head. Area is equal to length times width. What is volume? Length times width times height, okay? And that was my main focus as a student. I was like, okay, I got to remember these things just so I can solve my problems. And I kept writing things down. Here, we're going to be able to take you into a three-dimensional world where students can actually show you and demonstrate that they understand that formula. And area and volume is the one that we're going to look at. And once you get there, go ahead and create your world. And you'll see the objectives. Okay, we're going to use this as a visual representation to study area and volume and find solutions for and write the answers on a slate. Who can tell me what a slate is from yesterday? One of the little boards. Which one? The smallest one. Yes. Okay. So when we come into this world, you are going to be placed. Oh, what is this called right here that I'm looking at? Okay, that's the big board, right? So our three types of boards. We have the board, we have the slate, and the poster. There we go. A sign is another one. It's another small thing, a little bit different than these boards, okay? So here, this is where our information is and what we're going to do in this world. So area and volume, we're going to use this world as a visual representation. We're going to use a formula to solve each of the puzzles. We're going to write the answers on the chalkboards. And once we've completed, okay, then we can click on C to go to Code Builder, and the agent can build new shapes. Now, that last piece, if you haven't gotten into any coding yet, that might be an extension. All right? So let's move over here and take a look behind this board. Actually, I'll just go this way. Okay, and here we see, what is this again? Our slate. Okay, and then we have an object behind. If I look up in the sky, look at that. Area is equal to length times width. My formula is always there. This is a nice way to learn that formula instead of just trying to cram it into my head, right? So here, what's that? Yes, oh, I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree with you. We do need to know it. So my length times width. Let's look at this first structure. Okay? And so, what is our length of this structure?
2.
2. What is our width?
2.
Okay, so coming back down to the ground, I walk up to my slate, I right-click on it, and I can write out my formula. Okay, this is also going to help me to memorize what it is. Area is equal to length times width. I hit enter, so my area is going to be equal to, what was it? 2 times 2. So my area is equal to 4. Thank you, squared. Okay? Now, there's your student work. Okay? So we go through, and everything on this side is all area. So again, we take a look. Now, the nice thing about this, we are in creative mode. Okay? So me as a student, I'm not necessarily building right now. I'm not creating, but I'm using this world in a creative environment. It's peaceful. I don't have to worry about any distractions, right? And I'm actually solving and learning those outcomes. And I'm showing those outcomes by putting it on the slate.